Look at what a house costs today. Look at what a car costs today. Look at what everything costs today. And then look at wages are not keeping up with what people need. So today in particular, people don't think that they can find the money to save. They just don't think they can.
Inflation is still raging, the cost of borrowing is rising month after month, and a potential recession is on everyone's minds. And according to the Federal Reserve, almost half of Americans don't have enough money to cover an emergency, even a small one. I'm Lauren Bird, and I'm a reporter with MoneyWise. And I'm here with personal finance expert Suze Orman. She's the host of the Women and Money podcast, and veteran entrepreneur and CEO Devin Miller. They co-founded SecureSave. It's a company that's trying to help workers save up for that next emergency. Have we reached a tipping point where Americans have gone from not just not saving, but maybe being unable to save?
That has been true forever. Nobody has ever saved, truthfully. You know, if you look at the savings rate, we were up for the past 2 years because of the stimulus that the government was giving us. But throughout my entire career, all 40 years, I've always been, you need a savings account, you need an emergency savings account, you need this, you need to get out of debt. People don't do it on their own. Sure, some people do. But the majority of people, not just now, but forever, the majority of the people in the United States have never had more than $400 in a savings account to their name. So if something happened, an emergency happened, they wouldn't have that money. So this is not a new phenomenon. You know, it may feel like it's new because inflation, many people alive today never experienced inflation back in the 70s and when inflation was around. And now they're going, oh my God, inflation's eating up our money. But this is an age-old problem with a seriously new solution by the name of SecureSave.
You know, when we look at those obstacles, what are some of the biggest challenges and obstacles facing people trying to save?
Now, it's very difficult for people. Look at what rent is today. Look at what a house costs today. Look at what a car costs today. Look at what everything costs today. And then look at wages are not keeping up with what people need. So today in particular, people don't think that they can find the money to save. They just don't think they can. And unless it's automated for them and automated from their paycheck, from work, chances are they are never, ever, ever going to do it. And the truth of the matter is nobody, the majority of Americans today, do not have an emergency savings account. And if, God forbid, their car broke down, if they got sick, they just needed a little item, $200 or $300, that would send them to a loan from their 401k or a payday loan or into credit card debt.
I think part of what the situation we've ended up in as a society is that people get core solutions through work. Retirement, healthcare are great examples. And those are complicated things that people need to talk about. And we've gotten to the point where as a country, those conversations happen at work. They happen through work. You get nudged into those kind of directions. And short-term savings is one of those where people, I think, benefit from that nudge. If you learn about the behavior of saving and are given an easier path to do it through work, we've proven with healthcare, with retirement, that employees will end up in a better position if that nudge happens that way. And so that's generally, I think, why it is important to talk about this stuff. We've been able to make a big impact on healthcare and on retirement in this country by making it a workplace conversation and creating a safe place to do that. And we think there's a great ability to create a better outcome around short-term emergency savings by making it a topic at work.
What we've realized with SecureSave is that in the same way when 401k plans first came out, I first became a stockbroker in 1980. And that was when 401k plans first started to come on the scene. Everybody still who worked had what was called a defined benefit program where they were going to get a pension when they retired. And the company paid for that. Then the company figured out, you know what? There's a better way for us to do this. We're going to put the future of our employees' retirement in their hands. So they got rid of the responsibility of having to fund pension plans and let the employee really fund their retirement account. But then they came up with and will incentivize them to do so by matching up to about 6% of their base pay. That is the reason why employees started to put money into 401k plans, not to save for their retirement, but to get free money. And it worked really, really well. That's when we came along and said, oh my God, if that worked for 401k plans, it would also work for emergency savings accounts. That if we simply went to an employer and we said to them, we have a way to make your employees more secure.
A little bit of money goes a long way. We usually see about $100 per employee per year, but it's done in like a drip campaign. So if you put in $25, your employer is going to put in $5. So it's not a lot of money, but it creates that incentive to start and to stick with it. And all of these ingredients mixed in. Great ease, a lot of automation, a free account that you can use and access at any time with a little bit of an incentive creates tremendous outcomes.
And once the employee sees their money growing, $25 a paycheck, now in 1 month, maybe they have $50 or $60 saved in 1 year. We found that most of these people have almost $1,000 for the first time in their account. They don't want that to go under $1,000. It makes them feel secure. And the reason that a secure employee is a better employee is that when you have financial stress, something's come up and you don't have the money to handle it, you think you're concentrating on work? You think that you're really where you're supposed to be? Or are you in financial la-la land trying to figure out, what am I going to do? This money is due tomorrow. So when they have a place to go, they know that their employer cares about them. They start to care about themselves. They don't even miss the $25 a paycheck. And then a lot of times they come back and say, I'll raise it to $30, then $40. They like saving.